You're listening to the Coconut Avenue Radio and Podcast Network.
Welcome to Out There on the Edge of Everything, the show that examines, helps you understand, and effectively deal with the interesting edges of life. Broadcasting now from the virtual C344 studios overlooking the edge of Coconut Avenue is your host, award-winning and best-selling author, Dr. Stephen Lesovich.
Hi, this is Dr. Stephen Lesovich out there on the edge of everything. This episode is entitled, Are You Responsible? Are you truly responsible for your own decisions? Do you blame others for what happens in your life? Do you feel that something else or someone else is in control of your life? Do you always feel like you are a victim? Being responsible in your own life depends on your state of responsibility. A positive state of responsibility includes being answerable or accountable for something and having authority, control, and courage over your decisions. A negative state of responsibility includes blaming others, being a victim, being at fault, culpable, or the primary cause of something without admitting it. Which state of responsibility governs your life? Your state of responsibility is a reflection of your current emotional state, your current set of boundaries, and your current set of beliefs. If your state of responsibility is a positive state, your day-to-day emotions are positive emotions such as being courageous, happy, excited, joyful, hopeful, and inspired. You have well-defined physical, emotional, psychological, sexual, and spiritual boundaries and never allow violation of your boundaries. Your current belief system is based on trust, and you have faith and belief in a higher power. In contrast, if your state of responsibility is a negative state, your day-to-day emotions are negative emotions such as anger, fear, resentment, frustration, and anxiety. You have poorly defined physical, emotional, psychological, sexual, and spiritual boundaries, and you frequently allow violation of your boundaries. Your current belief system is based on doubt and worry, and you do not feel supported by a higher power. The emotion of courage is the crossover point between negative and positive emotions. Do you have the courage to be responsible? On my blog post at slesovich.com, I've created a graphic based on the emotional scale from Dr. David Hawkins, MD, in his book Power versus Force that actually illustrates this graphically. So why don't you check that out? So how do you change your state of responsibility from a negative state to a positive state? Consider these three things. Number one, be honest with yourself. Use discernment to be honest with yourself. Discernment is viewing something without judgment to obtain understanding and guidance. View yourself from a new higher vantage point, from that of a neutral observer, using discernment. Albert Einstein, the famous physicist, was quoted as saying, "No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it." The new higher vantage point as a neutral observer, using discernment, gives you a new higher perspective that is above the level at which you are currently experiencing your own life. View yourself exactly as you are, as a neutral observer without judgment. What are your day-to-day emotions, boundaries, and beliefs at this moment in time? Number two, initiate a shift in yourself. Begin by shifting your day-to-day emotional state from any negative emotions you are experiencing to the emotion of courage. Change your emotional state from shit happens, which is a negative emotional state, to shift, SHIFT happens, which is a positive emotional state. The emotion of courage is a crossover point between negative emotions, such as anger, fear, resentment, frustration, and anxiety, and positive emotions, such as being happy, excited, joyful, and inspired. It is also a tipping point emotion where you begin to see your world through a different point of view and create a new state of existence. From the emotion of courage, set new boundaries for yourself and develop a sense of trust. Trusting allows you to be open to a new set of possibilities and outcomes in your life. Number three, empower yourself. Empowerment is the capability to be accountable for the decisions you make in your life. Empowerment is a way to exercise personal control in your life. When you are empowered, you decide how you will proceed. When you are empowered, you make important decisions and take actions with courage, positive energy, and enthusiasm. When you are empowered, you are not a victim of anything. One way to become empowered is to embrace the imperfect moments in your life, the fears, the disappointments, the failures, the challenges, with a new, courageous focus. Use your courageous focus to make positive decisions on what you want in your life, and then convert those positive decisions into achievable actions towards the end goal of changing your state of responsibility to create the life you truly desire. I always take responsibility for all decisions in my own life. How about you? Till next time, I'm Dr. Stephen Lesevich, out there on the edge of everything.
You have been listening to Out There on the Edge of Everything, the show that examines, helps you understand, and effectively deal with the interesting edges of life. For more information on your host, Dr. Stephen Lesevich, please visit slesevich.com. For more information on prior and future shows, please visit CoconutAvenueRadio.net.
This is the Coconut Avenue Radio and Podcast Network.